What's up, everyone? Welcome in episode 30, the big 3-0 already, Reagan.
Big 3-0 already.
Of Around the Felt, our Week 10 recap. And can we take a moment to just, appreciate what Around the Felt has done betting-wise for all of you this season?
Yeah.
It was a big weekend for us. The parlay hit for a second time this season. So now the parlay is up 16 units. So a $10 better is up $160. The wheels smacked last night with Michael Mayer in the third quarter. Ugly game, but if you stayed up for it, you saw it. At plus 2,800, the wheel's now up 30 units. Do the math, kids. I don't know if Reagan can, but we sure can here. That's 46 units. Not even taking into account that Drox Locks is up. He's 7-3, and Reagan, your underdog, is 6-4. So
yeah, we're doing well. Off to a hot start. If you've been tailing us, which you're kind of supposed to be doing every week, that's the whole point of it. Like, you're gonna have your down weeks when you lose, but when we hit, you're gonna hit big. So for those of you who have continued to trust us and place your money every week, you're pretty happy right now. I know I would be.
You guys don't have to do all the research, figure it out. You're sweating it out. Just trust us.
Well, I also
trust us.
I also found a new trend. It seems like both times we hit the Around the Felt parlay, we hit the Sunday Night Football first touchdown score.
We did.
So I guess the strategy is if we hit that Around the Felt parlay, you go right away. You go and reinvest some of that money on the Sunday Night Football first touchdown score.
Yeah, and if you're a $100 bettor and you've taken everything, Reagan's underdog, Drox Locks, the parlays, the wheel, a $100 bettor would be up over $5,000. Yes, $5,000. That's what we do for you guys. That's what we do. So, okay, let's transition now into the breaking news. Your Saints, Reagan, couple injuries this weekend. Jameis Winston got into action. Carr hurt his shoulder, but apparently that's fine.
Too.
But yeah, he's in concussion protocol. Michael Thomas, knee injury, and Marshawn Lattimore, ankle injury, according to head coach Dennis Allen, are pretty significant.
Boy, are they happy to be going into the bye week, I'd imagine.
It's a good time for a bye, sitting at 5-5, and the over 9.5 that we have as our bet.
Yeah, it's right about...
It's a sweat, man. It's going to come down to week 18, I think.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. I mean, that division's so ugly right now. And it's the same with the Atlanta game, because what was that? We got that in 8.5 wins, and that one's going to be a sweat as well, because they're 4-6.
4-6. Yuck.
So.
Yuck.
Ugly division with a lot of ugly teams to watch play. So
yeah, now that you mentioned the Falcons, Taylor Heineke hurts his hamstring. Desmond Ridder has to come back into the game, but it wasn't enough. They fell to the Cardinals this week. Now sitting at 4-6 with who knows how bad the hamstring is. It could be a 1-week thing. It could be 6 weeks. You never know with hammies.
Yeah.
But now Ridder back at the helm. Not good news for that Falcons offense, in my opinion.
No, not at all. I would not be happy if I was in your boat.
No? Well, at least Bijan Robinson got the ball and cash Drox Locks, baby. Let's go.
Drock.
At least Bijan's getting involved more.
Drock hit big in the Drock Locks shirt. So, he's got to hit when he's wearing the merch. So, speaking of merch, you guys can check that out. It's on our website right now, aroundthefeltsports.com.
Support the boys, get some cool merch.
We've been promoting it a lot on Instagram and stuff. So,
a lot of you have supported. We appreciate it, but, all the OGs out there, help the boys out. Help us grow. We'd appreciate it.
Yeah, exactly. It's cool stuff. And finally, go check out the 999 challenge.
It's popping off right now on YouTube, baby.
Yeah,
it's our most viewed video already, and it's been out for, 2 days? A day. It's been out for a day.
24 hours about
24 hours, yeah. That was a fun video, man. A lot of good clips that'll be circulating on socials, including Jared and Joe running over Reagan with a golf cart.
Yeah, if you haven't watched the video yet, then you're going to see that on
Reagan and I hit some big putts. That was pretty cool back to back,
putts.
It was fun. Reagan porked up a little bit, but, that's beside the point. I digress.
I porked up?
You ate 9 donuts, brother.
Oh, I thought you were... Never mind. I thought you were insinuating that I, threw it up.
He also lost the punishment this week, but he's like, we got to wait to do that one because there's too much sugar in my bloodstream right now.
I need a couple days, I don't want to go to type 2 diabetes just yet,
That's fair. That's fair, dude. That's fair.
I'll do it later in the week. It'll be out on social media soon. Just need a couple more days to really get in the spirit, And
I hear you, brother.
Give my gut a little break.
Okay.
But shout out to you, Jared. Also, great punishment idea.
Great punishment idea.
A lot of these punishments.
He was there. We appreciate support, Jared. Thanks for running over Reagan when none of us expected it. That was great too. In other news, Reagan McCaffrey 17 straight touchdown streak comes to an end.
Yeah,
now,
it did, and they were trying to get him in at the end. It was kind of funny watching.
Was I the only one that had McCaffrey minus 250 to score? And was like, he's automatic. And
I didn't have it, but
I had it. Sucked.
I'm sure you definitely weren't the only one.
It is what it is. The Pats waive cornerback Jack Jones, second-year player. He played very well as a rookie. He's had his name in the news for bad reasons the past few months. Not good for the Patriots. I saw that their draft class from last year is like Cole Strange, first-round guard, starts. And then it's like everyone else they've cut. And then they have Bailey Zappi, but they cut him and then re-signed him.
Yeah.
Belichick has just not been on his game drafting for what seems to be several years, which is why their roster is so depleted.
Yeah, they're definitely one of the most fascinating teams going into the offseason.
Yeah, I mean...
it'll be interesting to see what happens there.
Because the whole thing is they really need a full rebuild, like 100% full rebuild. I don't think Mac Jones is the answer there. Maybe he could be productive somewhere else, but it's not going to happen in New England.
Yeah.
But Belichick's age, does he want to go through that at this point of his career with all those Super Bowl rings? I don't know. It is very fascinating, Reagan.
Yeah, no, definitely.
And finally, Devon Achane's practice window is open by the Dolphins for all those people who have him in fantasy, been stashing him in the IR, just holding on for dear life till he gets back.
Yeah, I would be thrilled.
Sounds like there's a good chance he plays this Sunday.
Yeah. I mean, I think he could still be fighting for the rushing title. I mean, he has so many rushing yards already.
I know.
And it feels like he's barely played this year.
I have Achane in one league, I have Mostert in another, so it's a love-hate relationship there. But hopefully they can both coexist.
I think they can.
And be productive.
Because both of the guys don't need a ton of touches to be effective.
That's what I'm hoping for, yeah. All right, that wraps up the news. Joe, what do we got for questions?
All right, let's get into it with our probably our best question asker, Jared Crampton.
Hey, Jerry.
Jerry.
Which quarterback gives the Saints the best chance to actually win games?
I saw this argument on Twitter today. Some NFL, I don't know if they're analyst reporters, were saying with those weapons they have, like it almost seems like Jameis gives them a better chance to win right now because the offense has been struggling so much under Carr. But then it takes into account the Saints have to admit that they whiffed on the Carr deal.
Yeah.
And they could be in trouble. So,
I think Taysom Hill, actually.
And I think I like Taysom Hill in the role he's in right now.
I do too. I don't want to lose him as a tight end eligible player.
Yeah, so
I'd love him to stay there.
You remember that week? Like I think it was like 2 years ago.
I know.
When Hill, they were like, "Oh, he's starting at quarterback," and everyone who had him gets play him at tight end. And it's like, what the fuck, man?
Freaking hack.
They closed that loophole after 1 week, but
yeah,
I don't think that'll ever happen again. They'll make it that if Hill's named the starting quarterback, you got to start him at quarterback. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the Saints are going to do there because Carr seems to be the leader of the team as well. At least on offense. On defense, it's Cameron Jordan.
Yeah, for me, it's Carr. I just feel like Jameis is way too risky for this team. I mean, the defense has played better. Like, they've had better days. Like, I wasn't thrilled at all what I saw this weekend. I don't know about you, but this is a defense that I, had higher expectations for. I didn't really expect them to get lit up by Josh Dobbs. But maybe Josh Dobbs is just a good quarterback. I don't know. I'm starting to kind of changed my opinion on him.
I don't know. I think if you're good, you wouldn't be on 9 teams. But then again, he's playing really well right now.
Yeah, and maybe he's just better than we thought and really hasn't gotten the opportunity. I don't know. But for me, it's Derek Carr. Like you said, he's the leader of this team. They owe him the money, and for me, I feel like the Jameis experience is over there because even last year, they went to Taysom Hill. They benched Jameis for Taysom Hill. So what does that really say about Jameis? I just can't see him being the best option.
I mean, the fucker had a 30-30 season. 30 touchdowns, 30 picks. You know what you're getting with him. It's fun, exciting football, but it's not a winning formula.
If there's a guy I want to try to get me in a comeback win, sure, it's Jameis. But, I just feel like if they want to make it the playoffs, Carr's their best option to me.
Yeah, says the guy with the Carr MVP ticket. Okay.
Well, the Carr MVP ticket, rip. Okay.
Rip, done.
It doesn't matter. That one's
too
done.
Many risks. Derek Carr takes 0 risks.
But the thing is, I was talking about it today with Joe off camera, and we were I don't know what this Derek Carr we're seeing is because the Derek Carr on the Raiders did not play like this.
I tried warning you preseason.
What do you mean you tried warning me?
I told you he's gotten worse and worse and worse 4 consecutive seasons in a row. All major statistical category has decreased. Everything.
Yeah, I thought that was more to do with
QBR.
I honestly thought that was more to deal with situation.
Down.
I really thought that was more to deal with situation because obviously the Raiders have just been a shit show the past couple of years. And so it seems like a big story breaks every year with that franchise.
And then they start to turn it around and beat my team and your team. How about that, huh?
Right. But that's funny how that works. That's what I mean. This is not even the first time we've seen a mid-season coaching change for them. So
no, they play well under interim head coaches. They can't play well under real head coaches.
We were just talking about him, but do you guys view Dobbs as a viable starter in a 12-team league one quarterback?
I wouldn't now.
No.
I don't think you can trust him yet. But I mean,
there's definitely 12 quarterbacks I'm starting over them. But like if you have a bye week, I don't mind it.
Or if you're like one of those guys that streams quarterbacks and Dobbs has got a better matchup, or you need a higher upside because clearly he's got the rushing ability that you won't get with a lot of quarterbacks.
Yeah, for sure. Like if they're playing a team like the Panthers or the Colts defense, like something like that. Then
and he might be like he might be game script proof, like in the fact that like. I think the Vikings aren't going to blow out any teams. Like I think every game it's going to be a shootout because their defense to me is not good enough.
No, I mean the defense is playing a little better. It's better than it was last year, I'd say, but yeah, it's still not elite.
That's what I'm saying. I think most games this season, I think like he's not going to be like handing the ball off in the third and fourth quarter because they're off to a big lead.
No, yeah, I don't see that happening either.
Another punishment idea. Loser needs to convince 20 random people on the street to follow Around the Felt on Instagram and Spotify.
Well, Zach does that like every Saturday.
Yeah, Zach does that.
I guess Zach's got a season-long punishment going right now. I think there's a good idea within that punishment. I don't know if it should be that because it's just like not really a punishment to promote our own podcast. But I definitely think something along the lines of that could be funny to have to like walk up to people and promote something or get them to do something. Yeah, because that
could be hell if like you're just like at a square somewhere and like people say no and you can't leave until you get 20.
So we'll have to think about an idea, but that could be funny. There's definitely an idea.
We have Ed from Masterpiece Design. Shout out Ed. We have him make an Around the Felt Speedo, and you have to stand out in the cold in a Speedo. You get 20 followers.
Around the Felt Speedo would be
right over the junk.
That would be
like
wild.
20 high fives in it or something.
Oh, that's crazy.
All right, next up we got Austin.
Austin.
Hey, Austin.
Is CJ Stroud in the MVP conversation?
Yeah.
Do you think he could win MVP?
He's in the MVP conversation, and DeMeco Ryans is arguably, it's him and O'Connell. Is what people were arguing, the head coach of the year.
Campbell, too.
Yeah, you could say Campbell as well.
There's a lot of guys.
But it's usually like, the coach of the year.
If they continue,
bro, it's
think
9
about
games.
How bad they were supposed to be.
I understand, but it's 9
Well,
games.
you win coach of the year for over-exceeding expectations,
exactly.
Not necessarily for being a good team.
I understand, but he's not the only one over-exceeding expectations.
They're 5-4.
People are hyping the fuck out of the Lions.
I'll say this. If
they end up making the playoffs as the 1 seed and go 14-3, it's kind of hard to not give it to them.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. They didn't give it to Sirianni last year, and the Eagles were the 1 seed.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it also depends on the year. It also depends on the year.
I'm saying
also like the Eagles were already good prior to that. Like the Lions weren't in the playoffs last.
No, but they won like 7 of their last 8 or something. Like people
had
high expectations.
I agree.
I get what you're saying for Campbell. Like if they do go 14-3 and get the 1 seed, like absolutely.
But I'm saying with the Vikings, like if O'Connell, I agree with that. I'm not saying DeMeco Ryan can't win it, but
if without Jefferson for that big chunk of the season, then you lose Kirk Cousins and they make the playoffs. Yeah. O'Connell's like clearly up there, and if Houston makes the playoffs with Stroud and DeMeco when they were picking top 5 for how many fucking years in a row, like 4 years in a row, then they're absolutely up there.
People thought they were gonna be like the worst team in the league.
Yeah, I took the under 6.5.
Yeah, exactly.
That doesn't look good.
Those are the only people that come to my mind.
Yeah, I mean Sirianni will be in the conversation, but if he didn't win it last year, he's not going to win it this year.
Yeah.
Same with Reed. Like it's like that.
Like Harbaugh, Ravens are 7-3.
It's kind of like the
Harbaug's right. It's teams that are exceeding expectations.
Yeah.
I mean, if the Raiders run the table, Antonio Pierce.
Yeah, really.
I mean, yeah.
That won't happen, but that'd be pretty dope.
Yeah, that would be dope.
What is your guys' opinion on Jim Harbaugh getting suspended before they had to play Saturday?
Oh, it was so scummy the way they did it.
What is your guys' opinion on the assistant coach crying after the game?
Both of them are hilarious, honestly. Like,
yeah.
I don't care. I think it's funny as hell. Like, it just makes college football have a better storyline. And the guy crying, like,
he didn't die.
Yeah, everyone's like, R.I.P. Jim.
Some people that probably were casuals probably had to look that one up. They're like, I didn't know he died.
Yeah, I mean, fucking.
So I'll say this.
I don't fully get that. I mean, that reminds that I don't even know. It's just weird, just very weird.
I hate the NCAA. The way they did it, the way they handled it, is so stupid. Like, if you're gonna suspend the guy, well, one, he found out from social media Two,
That's
we
funny.
found out from social media from a player while he was on the plane flying to Penn State.
That's
Also
crazy.
funny.
So the fact that they did it at that timeline is really fucking scummy. Like, that's just another
To me, the whole
jab
thing's
at
just
Harbaugh.
hilarious. The whole thing is hilarious.
And they suspended him for Penn State, which they didn't need him. I took Michigan. Michigan was such a lock.
Yeah, they threw the ball.
Especially with a
times.
crying coach. I mean,
Such a lock.
Really, what,
They
32
lost-
like
Yeah,
32
they didn't even need to
straight
throw the
times.
ball. I just knew Penn State wasn't going to be able to move the ball.
Yeah.
Now, the coach crying, yeah, I mean, that's just a total meme. I just think it's interesting that now there's going to be no Harbaugh for Michigan, Ohio State.
Which sucks.
Yeah. That's going to be a sick game.
it
But
would be hilarious if they beat them now, because an Ohio State fan's crying.
I know, Michigan beats
I want
Ohio
Michigan
State
to beat
without
Ohio
Harbaugh.
State bad now. I want to see that coach cry again and be like, we didn't even have him.
Well, yeah, even Ohio State's coach after they beat Notre Dame was going at what was it? Who was the old Notre Dame coach where he was like freaking out on that guy?
Brian Kelly?
No, like way.
Oh,
like,
Lou Holtz.
Yeah, Lou Holtz. Yeah, he was just like, take that, Lou Holtz. After he won the game.
He's saying we're not a good team.
Yeah. All right. What do the Falcons do since they won't get a top pick and can't tank to get one?
I mean, I think that they're still in the playoff hunt, but, like, yeah, it's definitely a weird spot they're in right now because quarterback-wise, like, Ritter's obviously not the future.
Yo,
and neither,
calling it right now. Ready for this? Justin Fields is a Falcon next year.
I could see it for sure.
Justin Fields is an Atlanta Falcon last year. Like you said,
this year, next year.
next year. Yeah, next year, sorry. Like you said, they're going to be in the middle of the draft. They're going to be picking probably from 12 to 18 range, maybe 20, like if they somehow squeak out a wild card or win the division. The Bears are going to have the first pick from the Panthers. That's my guess. They're going to take Caleb Williams. Or even if they have two, I think they take Drake May. When you're stuck in no man's land like that, like the Commanders have been for years, but now Howell looks like legit. You got to rock with Sam Howell. I think Justin Fields gets traded to the Atlanta Falcons.
There's a lot of talk about that. Too,
Yeah,
before
I'm not
the
going to
trade
call that a
deadline.
bold take because that's definitely been floated around a lot, but I guess that's an upgrade. I mean, just like to say, like Justin Fields is. I mean, yeah, he's better than Ritter, but like not by much. Like I'm not a big believer. I was a big believer in Justin Fields before the season, but like.
Well, he just
I
hasn't
just don't-
developed as a passer as you'd
Yeah,
like to
so,
see,
like-
but I think he
I mean, I
raises
guess he
the
fits-
ceiling of that offense
He
significantly.
fits Smith's
Yeah, he's
system
definitely an
more,
upgrade.
but will Smith even be there? Is the question.
I
as
hope
well.
he's not. I hope he's
So
not there.
Same.
I don't know. I mean, I guess that's a good landing spot for him, but like, I don't know.
That's what I think happens because they can't take a top quarterback. They're going to be in that no man's land where they're probably.
But I
looking
could also
for a
see
vet.
them going and signing Kirk Cousins if he decides to leave.
They could sign Kirk Cousins. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if the Cardinals
Yeah.
they won this week in Kyler's first game back, but say they lose out, like you never know.
Yeah,
Do they
see,
move off Kyler and take a quarterback? Like,
I think the Cardinals are going to stay with Kyler, but it's a long season. But he looked really fucking good.
he did look good. He did look good.
Next up, we got Garrett. Couldn't submit a graphic for us, but he would submit a couple questions.
Thanks,
So,
Big G.
The Jets have 8 touchdowns in 9 total games, the worst in the NFL. Who's more to blame, Zach Wilson or Nate Hackett?
Say Hackett.
Oh man,
Pretty
I was gonna
obvious.
say those are the two reasons, and you said
Yeah.
who's more to blame. Well, also the
Zach
offensive
Wilson,
line is brutal.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say the penalties last night didn't help. Like, that's not really a Hackett thing. Like, he's not on the field, so like the players being undisciplined doesn't help. But yeah, I mean, it just seems like the offense is pretty stagnant. I mean, I definitely think Hackett's made the adjustments to make sure that they drop a lot of plays for Garrett Wilson, which obviously that was a big concern was early on with the Zach Wilson. Like, he's barely targeting them, so he's been targeting the crap out of them. I think it's a combo of both, but I lean Hackett.
I mean, I saw a stat. I don't know the exact stat. I saw it today. It was like a Broncos page that posted it. I think it was
course.
I think it was like 25 games in a row or 20 games in a row. Like Hackett's offenses haven't scored like greater than X amount of points. I think it was like 24 or something,
Yeah, probably.
which is fucking pathetic. Like you can't win in the NFL like that. You know, it just. Even Sauce said after the game, we're not playing complimentary football. That's a nice way of saying our offense can't fucking score, and we're playing our nuts off trying to hold teams to 0, but we just can't score. And when you put that much stress on your defense, it causes friction in the locker room between offense and defense. You know what I mean? So, I mean, Wilson's not good. I mean, that's been obvious, and
No.
everyone's like, "Oh, how did you go into the season with Wilson being your second option behind Rodgers, and I'm like,
I think he's a great second option.
I was like, in contrast to that, like you didn't expect Rodgers to tear his Achilles.
Yeah, but I also think he's
season,
a good second option.
Yeah,
like
I don't worked on the turnovers.
I don't think there's many better options out there right now. Like I don't know who.
But people want to start Trevor Siemian. I'm like, all right, let's be realistic
as
here.
As a Jet fan,
Siemian doesn't raise your ceiling.
Like if you watched last night's game, Zach Wilson wasn't the issue. Like us getting penalty after penalty after penalty on offense, like does not help.
Yeah, but Zach Wilson's trash. He's trash.
Yeah, I'm not saying, but I'm not.
Robert Saleh did come out and say he thought Zach played very well.
He did play.
He
very
says that
well.
after every game.
No, but he did play. Did you even?
Because they treat him like a little
he
toddler.
Well like he had 200
for his confidence.
He had 260 passing yards. He had over 50 rushing yards. Like he played well. He was not the reason we lost that game by any stretch. Like just dumb penalties, man, and the play calling.
Well, Hackett's brutal.
We couldn't run the ball at all. Like there has been a lot of games.
Blame Aaron Rodgers for bringing him in. He just wanted to hang out with his buddies.
Yeah, Hackett's terrible. The offensive line is terrible. Wilson is terrible. But Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson are both elite, and it sucks that we can't see their full potential in this offense.
Yeah. I mean, Garrett Wilson's still going to end up having a great season, which is good, even with all that. But it would have been cool to see him with Rodgers.
Next, we got Garrett asking, which team would you trust to go deeper in the playoffs, the Lions or the Cowboys?
The Lions, come on now. The Cowboys choke every year, and we've seen them. Every time they played a good team this season, they've lost.
Yeah, they're a little,
little
fraudulent.
And although the Lions, they have no track record to base it off of, I just have more confidence in Dan Campbell than Mike McCarthy in a big game, 100%. I like the way Campbell leads his team. I like how aggressive he is. I also trust Detroit's offensive line more. Dallas does have a better defense, I'll say, but Detroit's defense has been playing really well. I don't know. I just think we've seen this from time and time again, year after year. Dallas chokes. They're going to get to the divisional round and choke.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know how you could choke in the divisional round if you're the wild card, but to me, I was going to say the Lions, but their defense has not looked good as of recent. Like, getting lit up by the Chargers. 39 points is not Super Bowl caliber defense. So their defense right now scares me. Their offense looks great, but they have some issues on the defense where Dallas looks very complete on both sides. Although it's easy to look very complete when you're playing a beat-up Giants team. But yeah, right now I'm leaning Dallas. Right now I am.
I don't know why you love Dallas so much.
Who has Dallas really beat this year? That's a good team.
I mean, really, neither of them have beat great teams. That's the thing.
The Lions beat the Chiefs, but that was without Chris Jones and Travis Kelce.
Yeah, that was early. Yeah, but right
it's
there.
Still one of the Super Bowl favorites.
Okay, but they didn't have two of their best three players.
Excuses.
I mean, the Ravens beat the shit out of the Lions.
That's what I'm saying.
The team they play, they beat the shit out.
That's what I'm saying. The whole argument for who of the Cowboys beat, who have the Lions beat outside of a beat-up Chiefs
but the
team?
Fucking 49ers, look what they did to the Cowboys.
You could make the case that they both have looked bad at times.
The Cowboys
haven't really beat anybody.
The Cowboys are 4-0 at home. On the road, they're 2-3. So you said as a wild card team, you're not going to be playing at home.
No,
they're going to be on the road, and they play way better at Jerry's World. I mean, we've seen this happen
that's
year after
every
year.
single team, but yeah.
But it's more significant for the Cowboys than other teams.
Yeah.
They have an insane home field advantage. It's a known thing. It's like Arrowhead, Seattle,
and
Dallas.
I'm not
they have great home field advantage.
This was a hard one for me to pick. It's just more so right now at this moment in time, I have not liked what I've seen from Detroit's defense recently. So they've been in a lot of shootouts this season, and that's not how you win playoff games.
Yeah, I will say though, on that offensive line with the 1-2 punch of Monty and Gibbs, I think that's going to be really difficult to stop.
I'm not doubting their offense, but I mean, look, they let up a ton of points to the Ravens, they let up a ton of points to the Seahawks, they let up a ton of points to the Chargers. They looked good against Tampa Bay, but that offense isn't anything special. They can't even run the ball.
No.
So, the Chiefs game, I mean, they stopped Mahomes, but he didn't have Kelce, so gonna put a little asterisk on that.
I don't know, man. Just Dak and McCarthy duo in the playoffs. I have no faith.
And this isn't
faith.
Yeah, I mean, my opinion can change by next week. But right now, Dallas has looked good as a recent. So has Detroit, but the Detroit defense has been struggling. So if they can solve those issues, put together some defensive games that look good on paper, on tape, I'll have a different feeling.
It was 38 points to the Chargers. By the way, you said 39.
Get shit on.
Wow. Wow. That's what you brought to the argument.
Get shit on.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to... There's probably some listeners right now that are like, yo, he doesn't know his scores, so I wanted to correct that.
Let's get into the next question, and we can hear you get shit on by one of our favorites, Hugh Chavez.
Not yet. All right.
I want to hear you get shit
peek,
on.
Bud. Walmart says, congrats on the new sponsorship, fellas. If you could have
Appreciate it,
any
Walmart.
organization/company sponsor the pod, can't be a professional sports league like NFL, NBA, who would it be and why?
Oh, that's a fun question.
I'd say I'd want Walmart to sponsor us. Because then we could get you on the podcast, and then they'd be like, they could do a deal with you. But
any brand / company to sponsor Around the Felt.
Definitely a restaurant, since all we do is food challenges.
We do a ton of food challenges.
Fuck, man.
We would get so
Man,
fat, though,
that's
if it was,
so
like,
good.
White
Cotton
Castle
John's
would be
or something.
sick.
White Castle?
Whoa,
How is that the
dude,
one you
what the
picked?
fuck?
Of any food? I was like,
That's so weird.
Chipotle would be
sick.
dope. Like,
Oh,
free Chipotle
Chipotle.
bowls would be nice.
Buffalo Wild Wings.
Buffalo Wild Wings.
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A. Yeah, I get fat on Chick-fil-A.
Plus, it doesn't go hand in hand with us since they're not open on Sundays. And,
Oh.
you know.
And we're open on Sundays,
And we're
baby!
open on Sundays. That wouldn't go hand in hand.
Honestly, probably like a beer one.
Nope. Worst Manhattan.
Worst Manhattan all day.
Sorry,
Look at
Ken.
it, though.
Ken, we stick with you. You're on the
Oh,
alcohol.
man.
And Fireball sometimes.
The
Until you
food
make
wouldn't be
shooters.
good. I like Chipotle, man. Chipotle's good.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really thought about it a bunch.
That's a really good question.
Like, I don't know. Xbox would be sick.
Xbox?
Yeah, Fortnite. Oh, Epic Games. Come on.
All right.
Maybe they make us some skins in the game. That'd be pretty sick. Imagine using a Colin Tong and like breaking down a tree to get your mats.
We have our own skins in Fortnite.
I mean, come on, yeah.
The Around the Felt bundle in Fortnite?
They do like one of those live events, and it's just
Yeah.
like us arguing on the pod, and people.
That'd be
show
sick.
Up.
Fortnite's a really good
Show
one.
up to Tilted Towers and hang out at the studio.
Hang out, you know, one guy in the squad's in the Trox Lock shirt, the guy's in the classic tee.
That'd be sick.
That would be sick. I like that.
What are you doing?
I was checking the battery on my computer.
All right.
All right.
Let's charge it before the pod next time.
Yeah, that'd be a good.
I
call.
was working all day. Oh, I'm sorry.
All right.
All right, what do we got next?
Gun to your head. Who will have the most fantasy
Wow.
points
That took a turn real quick.
by the end of the season? Sorry to scare you guys.
Well,
What are the players?
I guess he just
It's
means
who
in general.
you think is going to have the most fantasy points PPR.
Oh,
at the
the
end.
most.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
like
I don't want to say a quarterback would be the obvious.
Well, no,
option,
like,
but let's say,
PPR.
like-
So
Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill's gonna go for 2,000 yards, and I think he's gonna have 15 touchdowns. So,
Just gonna say McCaffrey.
Give me
that's
Tyreek Hill.
that's
I
an
mean,
easy
you're not gonna
answer.
say McCaffrey.
Yeah.
who me?
Yeah,
McCaffrey.
McCaffrey's probably.
You just got shot in the head. You're dead.
You're probably gonna die.
What a fool.
No, I like
Colin's
Tyreek Hill.
dead.
I like
Okay,
Tyreek
well
Hill.
you're dead. You can like him while you're up in heaven.
That's fucked.
Well, I mean, you said gun to your head and you took the wrong answer, so
Okay.
R.I.P. Should I start crying like the Michigan coach because my boy just died on the pod?
We'll be surprised if you guys get all three, but who are the top 3 all-time NFL interception leaders?
Like throwing interceptions,
think he
or
means, like, picks.
Picks.
Ty Law is one of them.
No.
Paul Krause.
Yeah.
you got Paul Krause.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good one, man. I was never gonna get that.
Well, I'm just trying to think of guys that I know that had a lot of interceptions. I said Ty Law because he was the leading Patriots interceptor. I feel like they could be older guys. Ed Reed?
I was gonna dabble with Troy Polamalu.
No. One you guys should probably get. Or, no, maybe not.
Is one of them a former Washington commander?
I'm sure it probably is. I don't even know these names, to be honest.
All right, just tell him.
Rod Woodson is number 3.
Woodson, man.
Paul Krause, like what Reagan said, is number 1. Number 2 is Emlyn Tunnel.
Yeah, I wouldn't have gotten the other
Yeah,
two.
no fucking way.
I just
Sure,
had
if we
Krause
look it
and
up,
Madden
Rod,
Ultimate
they'd
Team the one year. That's the only
probably
reason I know him.
Yeah, I used to play with Rod Woodson in NFL Street 2004.
I don't know Tunnels.
on the GameCube.
Tunnel, what's his name?
Shout out to Evan.
Emlyn Tunnel.
Yeah, I didn't know Mr. Tunnel. Can't say I've dabbled in his tape. I guess I'll have to watch some
All
highlights
right,
later.
and our grand finale, our troll is back.
Oh
Mr.
God.
Burner himself, Hugh Chavez, the fake alias. I'm back. Can we revisit something that I told Colin on October 4th?
He has the
when
exact date.
I said the Giants should #TankForCaleb. Colin responded to my #TankForCaleb comment by saying tanking for Caleb is just unrealistic. There is not going to be a worse team than they are not going to be worse than the Bears. Let's take a look at the standings 10 weeks through the season, and the Giants aren't only worse than the Bears, but are the second overall pick. Tanking for Caleb is more realistic than ever right now. All I've been trying to implement in your delusional mind is why are you spending $40 million a year on a quarterback that is below average when you can draft a quarterback and use the money to get a true wide receiver one and O-line help. Any normal individual could have seen a season like this coming from the Giants. I was just trying to warn you before it got ugly, but you just didn't want to believe the facts that I was laying on you. Don't blame injuries on why the Giants have been underperforming when Pennies is 1-5 in games he's played this year. I want your sorry ass to get on your hands and knees and apologize to me immediately. And that goes for the freak behind the camera. All right.
I think I think it's safe to say that you and the freak do owe him an apology. But let me say it first because I'm sure you got a rant to go on. Hugh, you did call it. I also did not think the Giants were going to have a good year, hence why Colin was my caddy. Yes, they've had injuries. That's not the only reason they didn't have a good year. Clearly, week one, when they got their ass kicked against Dallas, it kind of showed this team has a lot of flaws. But yeah, I'll let you take the floor because I know this is more directed at you and the freak.
Okay, well, first things first. I'm not getting my hands and knees for fucking nobody. And if you have the balls to say that, show up to the fucking pod like we invited you. And
I'm here right now.
And we'll see.
No.
We'll see who ends up on their hands and knees. That's number one. So show some fucking respect to the people on this podcast first. Number two, don't act like injuries are a thing, like losing your most valuable offensive player, Andrew Thomas, week one, all-pro left tackle. And literally we're playing the Bills. Justin Pugh was signed that week and was playing left tackle. Lose your center, lose your right. Like, lose Barkley, Jones neck injury. And what, do you have a... Can you tell the fucking future? You knew Jones was going to tear his ACL? You want to revisit this from October fucking 4th? Like, let's pipe it the fuck down. Yeah, clearly it's shifted 5 games since. Clearly because they're starting Tommy fucking DeVito. Yeah, they're not going to win. Yeah, now they should get a quarterback. I agree. Now they should go for Caleb or Drake May because, I mean, when you're in a position to take an elite quarterback, you do it. That's just how it goes. So if you want to act like you're some fucking genius because Jones tore his ACL and the season's lost, and yeah, they've dealt with a significant number of injuries. Fine, go ahead, Hugh. Like, grow a fucking pair and show up to the pod and say it to my face, though. That's all I'm going to say.
I think a good season-long punishment would be making you go on your hands and knees and apologize to him.
Nah, he can suck my nuts. How about that? I'm not getting my hands and knees for nobody.
Hey, you hear
dude.
that? That's
I'm not getting my hands
quite
and knees
the offer
for
over here.
Anybody. Now, I can't tell if you're a friend and you're trolling or if you're actually out there being dead serious, but... You know, say it to my face, because I bet you won't. Because we invited you on the pod and you went dark for a month. Now you want to act like you're a genius when the season is spiraled.
Well, if he's trolling, he's doing a damn good job, because he just got you heated.
Yeah, well, that's how it works.
It's really easy to talk shit when you go behind a camera and a fake name.
Yeah, saying it under a fake name anonymously is kind of a bitch move.
I don't know if I'm the freak doing that, wasting your time making a
who's the
email.
real freak here?
Let's look in
I'll
the
say
mirror,
that.
Hugh. You think
Show
you're
some
so
respect
fucking
to the
smart.
man behind the camera. Who's the real fucking freak? All right, let's cut it at that. We'll get into the games when we get back. What's up, everyone? It's Colin here with a bottle of Worth's Manhattans. What are we going to do with it? We're going to celebrate the wheel-hitting Michael Mayer, brought to you by Worth's Manhattans. It's delicious, it's smooth, and you know what it is? The best. Now let's get back to the episode.
All right, guys. Like he said, it's the best. You got to try it. Personal favorite of all of ours so far. But anyway, let's get right into the Week 10 recap. First off, let's start with the Thursday night game.
First let's talk about our records this week, pending the Monday Night Football game. Yeah, Reagan.
No need to do that.
I see why.
Transparent.
You don't want to
need to
bring
do
it
that.
up. So on the money line this week, Reagan went a nice cool 5-8. Bud, you've been struggling the past 2 weeks, and that was 7-6 against the spread for Reagan. I went 8-5 money line. Another good week for Big Dog. 9-4 against the spread, which brings our season total. Colin spread 77, 68-4. Reagan spread 76, 69-4. I'm one up now after being in the hole by 8 2 weeks ago. It's a good little bounce back, Reagan, huh? And on the money line, Reagan's 91-58. I'm 93-56. I took the lead in that as well. Let's go. I said it 2 weeks ago. I'm gonna pass you. What happened?
Wow.
What happened, bud?
James Cook
You passed me.
fumbled the ball.
Well, you might as well. Hey,
James Cook fumble. Fuck.
you might as well I've already won the pool the way you're talking about it, man.
No, I'm just saying, that's how you were talking. I'm just saying.
It's all right.
It's a long season, brother.
It's a long season.
So let's get to a game that
actually, it doesn't feel like a long season. It's crazy. We're already past the halfway point.
We're already past week 10. It's fucked up.
It's really not a long season, but
all right, let's go to a game that we both got right against the spread, but Moneyline both got wrong. The Bears beat the Panthers
ugly
on Thursday night,
one of the few ugly
16-13
primetime games this week.
Yeah, Bears improved to 3-7. The Panthers dropped to 1-8. Their offense continues to struggle with Bryce Young at the helm. Struggling offensive line, not very good weapons. So don't write off Bryce Young yet. I'll say that. When you look at this game, the stat lines, very disgusting. Bagent 20 of 33 for $162. Young 21 of 38 for $185. No touchdowns, no picks for either quarterback. Now, the Panthers barely moved the ball. Hubbard had 9 for 23. Young had 3 for 18. Miles Sanders only had 2 carries for a nice -5 yards.
Yeah.
Not very good.
Not ideal.
For the receiving aspect for Carolina, Mike Strachan, if you knew who that was, good for you. He had 1 catch for 45 to be the leading receiver. Thielen 6 for 42.
Oh, you didn't have that on your bingo card?
No, I did not have that on my bingo card.
Wow.
Thielen 6 for 42. On the Bears side, Roschon Johnson only had 5 carries for 18, so it's clearly Foreman's backfield, but who knows? Herbert could be coming back this week.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see. I mean,
Foreman's been rolling, though. 21 for 80 and another touchdown.
Herbert probably would have played if this was a Sunday game, so it'll be interesting. It sounds like he will be back this week.
Sounds like Roschon's going to get phased out.
Yeah, I don't know.
Texas.
It'll be interesting to see what happens.
DJ Moore, 5 for 58. Cole Kmet, 5 for 45. Yeah, it was an ugly game. Defensive game. Helps the Bears draft-wise because they have the number 1 overall pick still.
I know. It's funny. It's like win or loss. It's like, no matter what, one of your picks is getting better.
They want one, though. They want one. They want one. Okay.
They do want one.
Now let's go to another ugly game.
Yeah,
this
punishment
was our
of the week.
Big bet of the week. I had the Colts. Reagan had the Patriots. The Colts win 10-6.
And then
Patriots offense, very
thanks
struck.
to a combo of Mac Jones and Bailey Zappi being really good quarterbacks.
I said I was like, damn, you got faith in Mac Jones? You're like, well, something's got to give. Apparently, the Colts defense.
The Colts defense stepped up. They really haven't looked good all season, and finally they looked legit. I guess a good recipe to look legit is go against teams like every game this season they've allowed basically over 20 points, and the times they haven't. Patriots, terrible offense. Panthers, terrible offense. And Titans, terrible offense. So I guess the good recipe for the Colts under, when they're playing a bad offense, take the under. When they're playing any team with a competent offense, take the over. So I was
Sounds
wrong.
like a good strat there, brother.
Yeah, I was wrong. I'll admit it, and my punishment will be eating a pumpkin pie.
In under 5 minutes.
We're
gonna whip cream that bitch up, baby.
Yeah, I think I would have had a better chance pre-donuts, but we'll see.
Just like you had the Boston cream donut on your face, the creamy was coming out of your mouth a little bit.
Your face is gonna be real creamy.
It's gonna be real creamy.
Are you gonna eat with your hands?
Whoa, where's the whipped cream
What's
aspect?
The strategy, Reagan?
What was
we said whipped cream.
Yeah,
did we?
No,
we did.
If you go back,
I
know you wouldn't want whipped cream too. We'll soften it up for you.
No.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Well, that's just more I gotta eat then.
It's not much.
That's fine. So
if I said it, I'll go. If I go back and see I said it, then I'll do it.
We said it.
We
definitely said it.
I will go back and see it because
you're not bitching out of whipped cream. Like,
if we didn't say it.
Oh, I forgot you had a choice. It's a punishment, dude. Like when you made me tee up your golf ball all weekend, I was teeing up your golf ball. You're like, oh, it's a punishment, dude. I forgot you have a choice.
Oh, okay. Last time I didn't know pumpkin pie.
And I'm your chef.
Oh, you're gonna cook me the pumpkin pie? Because I
I'm
don't want
gonna fucking buy it. I'm gonna put whipped cream on.
Because I certainly don't want you making me a pumpkin pie.
Well, I am.
You are cooking me a pumpkin pie.
No.
Well, you just said you are. You said it on the podcast.
I just said I'm buying you one and putting whipped cream on it.
You'll get one.
I don't want one from the farmer's market. Give me that store.
It doesn't really matter what you want.
How about you make it with some love?
It's really not your choice.
How about you make me a pumpkin?
I forgot where you.
What? If I made a pumpkin pie from scratch, it might be inedible.
Can you put some?
You might have bigger problems.
Can you put some love into it, please? Can you make me the pumpkin pie?
Yeah, I'll have my own little personal touch.
Oh gosh.
Like from the help.
Okay, you can buy it at the store.
For the Colts offensively, Minshew threw for 194 and a pick. They really won the game on the ground behind Jonathan Taylor, 23 for 69 and a touchdown. Doesn't look very good on paper, but the offense was through him. And Zach Moss, Reagan, only 1 carry for for 2 yards, positive 2 yards.
Yeah, huge for Jonathan Taylor owners. I'm sure you're happy. You Zach Moss owners, sorry, but I think most people that were monitoring this situation throughout the offseason probably have both, so works out well for you. You got the handcuff that's phased out now, and Jonathan Taylor seems to be the guy. I did not expect that to happen. I don't know about you, but
yeah, because Moss was playing very
well. Yeah, he's still top 10 in rushing yards. So
I mean, we wanted to see Taylor's usage go up, but it's surprising that
I'll take
Moss
this as a Taylor owner in many leagues. I will take this usage all day. I mean, that's 23 carries to 1. So that's freaking crazy.
It is crazy. Receiving wise, it was all Michael Pittman, 8 for 84. Pittman's looked really good this season. It's kind of the breakout a lot of people expected last year with Matt Ryan. Never came to fruition. Now with Richardson and now Minshew, Pittman's really taking the next step. He looks really good. For the Patriots, Mac Jones 15 of 20 for 170 and one of the worst interceptions I have ever seen. The one in the red zone, that was pathetic.
Yeah. Well,
just absolutely terrible.
Yeah, I mean,
and then
pathetic game.
It got to the point where Bill benched him again for the third time this season for Bailey Zappi. Bailey Zappi comes in, the fake spike, throws the ball in triple coverage, picked off. Game over. Reagan's eating the pumpkin pie. I mean, for a positive, though, Ramondre 20 for 88 is solid. Zeke 13 for 54 is solid.
The running game looks well.
But. Yeah, but that's about all the Patriots have going for them.
Oh, that's all right. This team, once they get a new quarterback in there next year and a new coach, maybe. We'll see.
We'll see. All right, Reagan, another game that we both got wrong. The Texans and the Bengals. We had the Bengals and the Texans, led by C.J. Stroud, have another game-winning drive back-to-back weeks.
I took them as one of my survivor picks.
One stings.
You were gassing up the Bengals.
Oh, you bought in the hype.
Yeah, I know. You got me bought in.
I said they're going to run the table.
I know. You got me bought in. It's what I was like. I'll trust.
Oh no, Josh Allen just.
You know what I said? I was like, I'll trust my boy Colin with the Bengals. I'll trust my boy Colin with the Ravens, and both disappointed this week, but we'll get into that one later. But yeah, I guess CJ Stroud's the real deal.
CJ Stroud is a top 10 quarterback this season. I mean, I think it's pretty right. Yeah. You have to agree with that.
I'm not going to
the way he's played this year. I mean,
we'll see at the end of the year because I was ready to have that conversation for Brock Purdy.
Never mind.
But
get his feet in.
I was ready to have that conversation for Brock Purdy, and that changed pretty quickly. But yeah, right now, at this moment in time, he looks like a top 10 quarterback.
So the difference between Stroud and Purdy, in my mind, is Houston was picking top 5. I think it was, they got rid of Watson after 2018, so I think 5 years in a row. Like, they were
I'm not even
terrible.
I'm just comparing them in the sense that, like, 1 week we could be all bought into the hype, and then the next week they could have, like, a couple crappy games, and you're like, all right, maybe we overreacted.
Stroud had the bad game against the Panthers.
Right now, Stroud is top 10 in my books. But season long, I don't know. Let's wait to see how the season plays out.
Can I say my thing with Stroud versus Purdy?
Yes, I know. So, Purdy was drafted in the 7th round, and Stroud was a first-round pick. I understand it. And the Texans have no talent.
That is not what I was going to say. I mean, no shit. I was going to say why I think Stroud is a better player than Purdy. And I can say that because Houston was picking top 5 all those years in a row. Now they're sitting here at 5-4. And people are like, oh, well, this and that. Like, it doesn't matter because he had all those injuries in the offensive line, which was the 24th ranked offensive line last year. Stroud comes in and elevates everyone around him on an awful roster. Whereas Purdy got inserted into a phenomenal roster and everyone's around. Like, if you switch their spots, I mean...
Well, I hate that argument.
I know you hate that argument, but it's true. Because look at the way Stroud elevates...
you could just say...
Dude, fucking Noah Brown at 7 for 172.
No, I agree with that. I agree
with
that.
It's crazy what he's doing.
I agree with that. He's crazy what he's doing. But the whole, if you switch them, look what they could be doing. That's stupid. But Stroud's doing a ton with
I don't think it's stupid.
It's hypothetical. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
It's a hypothetical, but I'm saying...
It doesn't matter.
Stroud...
I agree with you. He's
elevating... This is a franchise quarterback. Yes. When you can go from one season like that.
Reagan, what he's
it's like what Burrow did with the Bengals.
Vacuum, who would you rather have? Like, if you're
no, you don't need to. I'm not stupid. I get what he's saying. I'm just saying, you don't need to throw in if you don't even need to throw in the if they were on different teams. Like, I agree with you. He's elevating the team more. My whole point was we were having this conversation about Brock Purdy. Then he has a couple bad games, and it's like, why were we even having that conversation? So all I'm going to say is right now, I would say he is top 10, but I'm going to wait until the end of the season before I'm crowning him 100% top 10.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
So
that's fair. I mean, Noah Brown 7 for 172. My goodness, that's insane. Dalton Schultz 4 for 71. The former Cowboys going off. Tank Dell another good game, 6 for 56 and a touchdown. My goodness, and hey, Devin Singletary 30 for $150 on the round.
Yeah, huh? I mean. It looks like we were both right on Dameon Pierce when we were both saying. I know he was hurt, granted, so I'm not. It's not like he got benched or anything. But we both said in our fantasy football episode, do not draft him.
Do not draft Dameon Pierce. Do not draft him.
Bills are in plus territory right now. Stephon Diggs' first touchdown still alive.
Woo! That'd be sick if it happened live.
That'd be nice live on the pod.
For the Bengals.
Get us up to 36 units in the positive.
I'll keep you boys updated.
So, with the Bengals, Burrow 27 of 40 for 347, 2 touchdowns and 2 picks. The picks were bad in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Kind of hinder their chances to win that game.
What about Jamar? Your parlay leg.
My parlay leg, Jamar,
we didn't even talk
over.
about...
We didn't even talk about Joe's. He had Ramondre over 49.5, and that hit. We highlighted Ramondre earlier. It's smashed. Great pick. Joe, my pick, Jamar Chase, over. He had 5 for $124 and a touchdown, baby. Let's go. Tyler Boyd, 8 for 117. I was debating between the two.
And it's funny because the thing with Jamar is we were all like, oh, crap, is it not going to hit? And all of a sudden, one play.
Hey,
cash.
60, what was it, 65 yards?
Yeah, because he was only at like low 20s.
He had 2 receptions.
And then all of a
cash.
sudden, my red zone's delayed, so I get an ESPN notification, Jamar Chase touchdown. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I was watching
that'll be some more yards. And I look up, I'm like, oh, wait, that's the leg.
I was watching it in the kitchen with LT. We were eating some wings. And I'm like,
Lawrence Taylor?
Yeah, no, Lance Tong, the better.
Oh, we know Lawrence
LT.
Taylor.
Yeah, we know Lawrence. The fake LT. Okay.
So, Burrow steps up in the pocket, and I just see him chuck one downfield. I said, please be Chase. There it is. Jamar Chase, bang, touchdown. I was like, cash, let's go.
And then what happened?
And then Bijan went on to hit, and the Giants went on to hit, and the boys got rich. That's what happened.
Sir.
But yeah, the Bengals.
Bijan, that was his lot. That was the drop.
Oh, that was Drock's locks. Yeah,
49ers.
My bad. Niners, yes. Niners -3. My bad. I mixing up
ourselves.
Drock's picks. Drock's is very good. He
the
keeps hitting
the
them.
kid just doesn't miss, so
He
it's
keeps
easy to do.
hitting
It's
them.
just maybe mix in a couple misses, Drox. You're too hot right now in these picks.
Confusing.
But anyways, both teams are now 5-4. Bengals are actually last in their division. Very interesting enough.
Big game.
But what did I do? I sprinkled on them win the Super Bowl again today at plus 1600.
Wow, double down, Donnie.
Double down, Donnie. It's what I do.
Don.
The Don. All right, next. Saints lose to the Vikings, led by Josh Dobbs. Vikings improved to 6-4. Saints 5-3. 27-19 game. For the Saints, Carr went 13 of 18 for 110 before leaving due to injury, and then Jameis came in 13 of 25 for 122, and literally, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions.
Just the most
classic Jameis
Winston game. It makes you think from his first 2 touchdowns, hey, why has this guy not been starting all year? Then he throws the 2 picks and that's why.
That touchdown that he threw, he's probably the only quarterback in the league that would even attempt that.
Yeah. That was crazy.
Don't get me wrong. I was just cracking up watching
that. was the one to A.T. Perry.
Yeah.
Right, don't get me wrong. Jameis is if you're down in short,
he's like, fuck it, Perry's down there somewhere.
He's the perfect quarterback when you're trailing and you're like, you just got to make plays and give your guys a chance because if you don't, we're gonna lose. And even if it's a turnover, we were gonna lose anyway. So he's the perfect quarterback to have when you're down big.
He's a gunslinger.
Oh, he
slangs that thing.
He definitely slangs that thing.
Josh Allen just threw a pick.
Okay.
So
Josh Allen and the Bills.
Allen is killing us.
It went through. It was like a high ball. Went through Gabe Davis's hands. It looked like.
Well, that's good.
The safety caught
Gabe. Chris Olave had a good game, 6 of 94 and a touchdown, and we mentioned the A.T. Perry touchdown. For the Viking side, Josh Dobbs is doing his fucking thing, man. 23 of 34 for 268 and a touchdown. Slinging that thing. He added 8 for 44 on the ground.
Yeah, when's the slang in that thing?
A touchdown.
When's the slang in that
Slanging that thing.
Can't wait for that hat to drop.
That'll be a good hat.
I'm just walking around, it's what does that mean? Slanging that thing.
I'm just slanging that thing.
Yeah.
And Reagan, interesting development here in the Vikings backfield. Alexander Madison at 8 for 27. Ty Chandler had 15 carries for 45 yards and a touchdown.
Madison got hurt.
Yeah, but Madison hasn't been productive.
Cam Akers is gone, so...
could Ty Chandler now? I think you got to pick him up in fantasy.
Yeah.
Ty, baby.
Starting running backs don't exactly... fall off the trees. So
they do not grow on trees.
They don't grow on trees. They ain't falling off them.
So,
and
definitely speculative ad there.
It looks like Josh Dobbs and Hawkinson are developing a bit of a report here. 11 for 134 and a touchdown. Reagan.
Wow, it's looking like Josh Dobbs is going to keep him relevant because Hawkinson, when Jettis went down, I said he's going to be the best fantasy tight end.
Yes, you did.
And looking like he is. We'll see. Long season.
If you're a Justin Jefferson holder, too, Dobbs is playing pretty well.
Gives you some confidence. Addison holder, too.
Yeah, absolutely, man. All right, let's transition. The Packers lose to the Steelers 23-19. Steelers improved
pick of the week
to 6-3. Yeah, Reagan's upset pick of the week. Now 6-4. But they're all underdogs, so if you're betting it, you're still up a good amount of money.
You're still up. We'll figure that out one of these days.
Yeah, he'll figure. I don't know.
I'm still waiting for that calculator to come in the mail. That's why. It's just too many numbers
And
to
back
crunch.
order.
Too many numbers to crunch.
The Steelers
And my
got.
finance guy won't actually do it for me.
I mean, I forgot that was in my job description, but it's okay. We'll
You do what I tell you.
We'll figure it out. And the Steelers
Know
got
your
out.
role.
The Steelers got outgained once again, and they won again, 6-3.
That Najee, Jalen Warren 1-2 punch looks good.
Yeah, they're splitting carries pretty evenly now.
And they
Warren
should be.
15 for
They should
101
be.
and a touchdown.
It's
Najee
nice.
16, 82 and a touchdown.
Warren's got the juice, and Najee gets the tough yards, And Warren's good as a pass catcher, too. I like it. It's
That's
like
their
that
recipe.
Zeke Pollard, that Gordon Eckler look. It's good.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
their
the
recipe,
recipe
to win.
ain't letting Kenny Pickett throw the ball, that's for sure.
No, small hands Pickett, that is not your
So-
way to win.
There's a reason why C.J. Stroud already has more touchdowns than him, and his career is
That makes
a
the
lot less
power
shorter.
with the finesse.
It is very
Yeah.
interesting. I mean, the receiving line for these guys is pretty brutal. Pickens, 3 for 45. Connor Hayward from Michigan State, 3 for 32. Deontay Johnson, 1 for 17.
Yeah.
Not good. On the Packers side, Jaden Reed, another Michigan State guy. Zach,
Big
that's your
touchdown.
boy.
Big game.
584 and a touchdown. Dobbs scored a touchdown. Musgrave, 2 for 64. Another bad game from Christian Watson, only 2 for 23. Packers fall 3-6. Not looking good in Green Bay.
No. Yeah, I mean, if they finish the season with 5 wins, do they consider getting a quarterback?
Yeah, because they're only on the hook for one more year with
Yeah.
Jordan Love, and they agreed to a $15 million or $16 million
It's definitely
cap hit,
interesting.
so
do
he'll
they-
be on the roster, but they could certainly
Yeah.
take a quarterback.
That's a team that I don't think we've talked about a lot. They could be definitely considering.
Now,
a
they won't be
quarterback.
Caleb Williams, Drake May, but Michael Penix, maybe Bo Nix, who's the
Yeah.
2 Heisman frontrunners
Yeah.
right now, J.J. McCarthy from Michigan. It's
Is
interesting.
is the LSU quarterback going in, or he's too
Jaden
young?
Daniels, Jaden Daniels
Yeah.
just ran for 250 against
saw
Florida.
he's
He'll
up
probably
there
be
in the
like a
Heisman.
second or third.
Yeah, so there's a lot of options, though.
All right, let's transition. The Bucks beat the Titans 20-6. Bucks improved to 4-5. Titans now dropped to 3-6. Reagan, you get nervous on that 8.5?
No, because I think it's already over. So I don't think there's a need to get nervous. That's another one that we'll wait for the offseason to do. I'm not waving the white flag yet, but I'm pretty much come to terms that it's probably going to happen. I will say Will Levis is definitely the best option for this team, and
Even though he did go 19 of 39, that's under 50%, 199 and a pick, but you definitely have to rock with him the rest of the way.
of course, I mean this team has got bigger issues on the quarterback.
And also, when Derrick Henry gets stuffed 11 for 24, you don't really
I
think
mean,
the Titans
the one
are gonna
thing
win
the
that game.
Buccaneers defense does well is stop the run, though. That is what they're predicated on. That's always been Todd Bowles' biggest thing.
Yeah, because you have
Like, all
Vita
his
Vea,
Bucs
Kalijah
teams-
Kancey, Shaq Barrett, Levante David,
Yeah.
Devin White. That's a good front, man.
Yeah,
It's
and
a
that
good
was
front.
the same thing with when he was the Jets head coach. We were always one of the best run-stopping teams. That's the style he likes to play. He wants to stop the run and make you beat him with the pass. This week it worked out well. Season long it hasn't been working out well, but I mean, when you go against a team like this that wants to run the ball, it works out pretty well in your favor.
Absolutely. And Baker, 18 of 29, 278, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. Mike Evans, another big game, 6 for 143 and a touchdown. Even though he did drop a touchdown, he could have had a monster game. Rashad White, 2 for 47 through the
Yeah,
air
how
for a
about
touchdown,
Rashad White,
and 20
man?
for 51 on the ground. He looked good, man.
Dude, he's one of the best fantasy players right now.
yeah,
like,
he's been playing really
A
well.
lot of I know you weren't high on him before the season, more so because it wasn't exactly fantasy wise. It was more just as an NFL talent because he's not the most efficient guy. I had a
Great
lot.
pass catcher though.
Yeah, I had a lot of confidence in him just because of the volume as a pass catcher. And right now, I mean, he's a top 12 running back on the season. So,
Yeah, that's crazy. I did not see that one coming.
I mean, it helps when you're getting a lot of
Yeah,
targets.
if you're in a PPR league,
Yeah.
he's very good.
Yeah, and he's getting a lot of touchdowns. Right now, he has one. I mean, he only has 4. But it seemed like he had a lot. Oh, because the past. He has 3 over the past 2 weeks.
Okay.
So it's a lot of his productions came in the past couple weeks.
Okay.
But still, for some reason, I thought he had a lot more touchdowns. But I guess,
Yeah, so like
The last 2 weeks-
if you have him in the flex, then he's getting a lot.
yeah. But still, I guess it's even more impressive that he's a top 12 running back with only 4 touchdowns.
Absolutely.
Because a guy like we're going to talk about next in the Jaguars, Travis Etienne, has a ton of touchdowns. And then he doesn't get it, has a bad week, team looks bad. They got killed. This was Drock's leg.
In the parlay,
In the
Niners
parlay,
minus 3, baby. They won 34-3. Reagan, we were all over the Niners.
Yeah,
Coming off
I mean,
the
the
bye.
Jaguars
They ain't
literally-
losing 4 in a row. Jaguars were too hot for their own good.
Yeah.
This was a utter
And that's another team
ass
that-
beating.
That's another team like Jacksonville. Their best win is against a Buffalo team when they were already in London for the week prior.
Yes.
That's their best win. So it's we were talking about the Lions and Cowboys before. Who have they beat? Who have the Jaguars beat?
Now, I know.
and,
And Lawrence, I mean,
is
hasn't really been
Buffalo-
playing very well.
What is Buffalo at this point? You know what I mean? If that's your best win and we don't even really know what Buffalo is, this rate, they're not even going to make the playoffs, Buffalo. long season, but
yeah, they're not in the playoff picture right now.
No, they are not.
Your boy Brock Purdy, 19 to 26, 296, 3 touchdowns. Kittle had 3 for 116, that long touchdown. Ayuk 3 for 55 and a touchdown. Juszczyk scored a touchdown. Deebo Samuel scored a touchdown on the ground, but Christian McCaffrey did not. He had 16 for 95. He added 6 catches for 47 yards through the air, so a big game, but his streak comes to an end. On the Jacksonville side, Lawrence 17 to 29 for 185 and 2 picks. Not very good.
Yeah, not a whole lot to talk about on the Jacksonville side when you put up 3 points.
I mean, ETN 9 for 35. Christian Kirk 6 for 104. While Calvin Ridley 2 for 20. It's clear Christian Kirk is the number one
what's
wide
happening
receiver.
to Ridley, man?
Everyone bought in the Ridley hype before the season. Then after week 1, it looked like he could be
I was
going to
say, after week 1, and even the Buffalo game, he looked good too. He's had like 2 games this season where he's made it.
He got saved by that touchdown, that Buffalo game.
Yeah. I mean, it's not great for you guys.
Hey, I said preseason, the fantasy football special. I'd take Christian Kirk in the 8th round, man.
Little game update too. It looked like the Bills had a scoop and score for a touchdown. They called it back. His knee is
keeping us alive. Keeping us alive.
So
very big.
Bills ball.
Third down and 18 right now for the Broncos.
Because the wheel.
Oh, they ain't getting that. No way.
Because the wheel definitely did not say the Bills' first touchdown, so that is huge.
Yeah, we hate when that happens.
Yeah. Right, we've gotten screwed twice. I was worried last night. I'm like, it better not be a 3rd straight primetime game when we got to see some motherfuckers get a punt return touchdown. Because who the hell's betting on that?
I know. No one's betting that.
Not us. Not our wheel. We'll have to add more slots.
Not our wheel.
If we want to expand to that shit.
All right, Reagan, let's move on to an AFC North showdown. The Browns beat the Ravens 33-31. Ravens blow another game.
Yeah, this one
in which they were leading. This is their 3rd loss of the season. In all 3 games, they had greater than an 85% chance to win in the 4th quarter.
So you're telling me they could be 10-0 if they just weren't chokers?
I actually have a very interesting stat.
Why did they not get more shit for being chokers?
This was on Good Morning Football today.
Because we all talk about the Cowboys as being chokers, but like nobody really gives Baltimore shit.
All 3 games they lost, they choked. So listen.
And these are like those are big choke jobs.
Listen to this stat: the least time trailing in your first 10 games of the season in the last 40 years. The Ravens have the 3rd least time trailing with 28 minutes and 46 seconds the entire season.
What's the record on that?
They're 7-3. The 2 teams above them, the 1984 Dolphins, 14:46, 10-0. 1998 Broncos, 27 minutes, 10-0. The 1990 New York Giants, behind the Ravens, 43 minutes, 10-0. The 2007 Patriots, 51 minutes, 10-0.
Wow, so it's just the Ravens being chokers.
They're sandwiched between the 2 other teams.
Yeah, they do not get enough shit from the national media for being chokers.
No, they did choke this game away, man.
Yeah, 3 of them apparently.
Not good.
That's not ideal, and I think this is a huge game upcoming this week too.
Yeah, they got the Bengals. Game. They got the Bengals.
Probably a lot bigger for the Bengals because they're the team looking on the outside right now, but. Yes. But yeah, let's kind of get into it. Keaton Mitchell, huge game.
Keaton Mitchell, baby. 3 carries for 34 yards and a touchdown. And he had 1 catch for 32 yards. Big play.
He was a guy I said to pick up in fantasy. I mean, granted, that's not a lot of volume, but he got the score. He's definitely got to be you got to add him at this point. He's clearly got some juice. You got to think they're going to continue to involve him.
Yeah, Gus the Bus had 11 for 24 and a touchdown. He had the goal line carry. Gus is going to be the goal line back, but
and this team's going to have a lot of opportunities.
More involved. I will say, I think Mitchell's going to get more involved. On the Brown side, Watson probably had his signature play as a Brown. That big scramble. That big scramble.
Probably read your article and got pissed off.
Yeah, that's probably exactly what happened.
That's what I'm thinking.
This Ravens defense was, I believe, 1st in the league in points against. So they were balling out, and the Browns hung 33. Jerome Ford 17 for 107. Amari 6 for 98. Njoku 6 for 58. Elijah Moore 5 for 44 and a touchdown. Man, what a game out of the Browns, Reagan. And Myles Garrett continues his dominant stretch. He had another sack and a half. He's right up there. The Depoy rankings.
It seems to be a 3-team race right now, or a 3-player race right now for that Depoy between Garrett, Watt, and Parsons.
Yeah, that's fair. I put Garrett and Watt over Parsons at this point, but yeah, man. The Browns are led by this defense, and that's a huge win for them to improve to 6-3,
and for the division season long too. I mean, it looks like. That'd take you at it early on in the season, saying, like, I only see this team winning 7 or 8 games now with Nick Chubb. Ain't looking ideal.
No, it's not looking very good, huh?
I said I could still see him being a playoff team because his defense is legit, and if Watson picks it up, I mean, I'm not going to take my victory lap yet, but it does seem like they're going to be pushing for that wild card spot.
It does. They're certainly in the hunt, brother. All right, let's move on. The Falcons lose to the Cardinals. In Kyler Murray's return, 25-23. Falcons dropped to 4-6. Not good. 1-4 on the road. The Cardinals improved to 2-8 with Kyler, who went 19-32 for 249, no touchdowns. He did throw a pick, but on the ground he had 6 for 33 and a touchdown, including that miraculous scramble.
Yeah, it was good to see him back. I mean, he looked
fast.
He looked like the same Kyler, man. So all you guys that stashed him away, you should be pretty happy. He seems like he's going to be a viable top 12 quarterback. I mean, that's like Jared asked before about Josh Dobbs. Like, I'm 100% playing Kyler over Dobbs still. I had no question.
100%.
So that's another guy. James Conner being back, while he didn't have a great game, that run game
16 for 73, not bad.
Yeah, I mean, he just didn't get the score or get any receptions, but it's all right. He's coming off an injury. I mean, you got to temper expectations always when coming back from injury.
How about your boy Trey McBride, Reagan?
Yeah.
8 for 131.
I know. That's what I was saying, dude. He's one of my top 5 dynasty tight ends, man. This guy's good. All it had to take was getting Zach Ertz out of there, and he's finally getting his time to shine. I called it. I was telling you guys, man. The talent's there.
I love it.
And it seems like with Kyler Murray, that's going to be his go-to guy between him and Hollywood.
Yeah, Hollywood only had 1 for 28. On the Falcons side, we mentioned Heineke goes out with a bum hammy. He only was 8.
Your boy.
He was 8 of 15 for 55 yards and a touchdown, so it's not like he was playing very well either against a terrible Cardinals defense. Then Ritter comes in and goes 4 of 6 for 39 yards. Ritter did have a rushing touchdown, but the Falcons relied on Bijan Robinson this one. 22 carries for 95 yards and a touchdown, cashing Jock's lock. Now, receiving-wise, it was ugly, Reagan. London, 3 for 36. Pitts, 3 for 30. I mean, Cordell Patterson had 2 catches for 7 yards. Just pathetic. Pathetic. And Algier only had 9 carries for 31 yards.
Yeah, I mean, this Falcons team, man, they are very, very frustrating to watch.
I almost feel like Arthur Smith got pressure from up top. Like, we took this guy 8th overall, give him the fucking ball.
Yeah, and what happened? They lost, so can't be pressured.
And they lost.
Yeah, no, Bijan looked good, man. He's a good guy. He's a good running back. Very talented. They got to get him the ball more, but I don't know. This Falcons team's got big-time problems.
Absolutely. All right, well, let's take a quick break, Reagan. When we get back, we'll get into the rest of the slate.
Hey, guys, like we've been saying, we're selling merch. You can check it out on our website. And you know who made it? Masterpiece Designs. They've been doing everything we've asked, been doing it quickly, been doing a great job. They're a new local business, and we like to support them, and they've been supporting us. They've been doing a great job, like I said. So check them out. They're on Instagram, Masterpiece Designs as well, but check out their website and place your orders, Like we thought of, why not making some shirts? They made it. We thought of, let's make a trucker hat. They made it. So maybe you have something you want to get done. I mean, we just went golfing. Maybe in the future we'll get some custom golf balls. I don't know, because their slogan is, if you can think it, we can make it. So once again, Masterpiece Designs. Thanks, guys.
All right, welcome back in, everyone. Once again, make sure you check out our store, AroundTheFeltSports.com. Ed did a phenomenal job over at Masterpiece Designs, getting everything ready to go. Please check it out. Support the crew. We appreciate it very much. All right, let's get into the rest of the slate. The Lions-Chargers. What a shootout, man. What a shootout. Lions win 41-38 on the road.
Yeah, no, a lot of points.
A lot of points.
Fun one to watch. It just seemed like every time this game came on Red Zone, it was just the team in the red zone.
I loved it because I had a lot of props in this game. A lot of player props in this game. It was fun.
I'd say if you took the over on those props, you'd be pretty happy with it.
Absolutely. On the Lions side, Goff, 23 of 33 for 333. Damn, that's a lot of threes. 2 touchdowns. No interceptions. Phenomenal. The return of David Montgomery, 12 for 116. He had a touchdown. It was that 75-yard run. That was nice to see. Jahmyr Gibbs actually had more carries, 14, 77, and 2 touchdowns on the ground. Through the air, Amon-Ra St. Brown, 8 for 156, and a touchdown. He now has 100 yards 4 games in a row. He's on fire. He's one of the most consistent wide receivers in the league, looking like an absolute stud.
Yeah, that was my Offensive Player of the Year pick, but obviously he's having a great year. I'd say that one's chalked up too, but definitely not.
But he's having a phenomenal
He's having a phenomenal year. It's just tough when you got guys like McCaffrey, Hill, and A.J. Brown having historic seasons.
Absolutely. On the Chargers side, Herbert did his thing, 27 of 40 for 323, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. Eckler 19 of 67 on the ground for a touchdown.
Yeah, it seems like Eckler's back. I mean, obviously,
Eckler's fully back. He also added 4 for 48 through the air.
Yeah, I honestly would have expected more the way this game went. Like, I feel like it's a good game, but you would have liked for more. If you told me the Chargers had 38 points and Eckler only did that, I'd be like, really?
No, yeah, I hear
you know what
man.
I mean? Like, that's a good game, but for Eckler, you just expect more. But a guy who really went crazy, Keenan Allen. I mean, what was he, 11 for 175 and a touchdown, right?
2 touchdowns.
Two touchdowns.
2 touchdowns for Keenan Allen.
Yeah, he had like 30-some fantasy points. I mean, a great week, and that's not the first time he's boomed like that. I mean, Keenan Allen's always been a great fantasy player, but more on the consistent side. But this year he's been having huge boomer games.
I mean, yeah, he's an elite wide receiver, and without Mike Williams there taking a lot of targets, I mean, no one's really been able to step up into that role yet. Granted, Josh Palmer played well for a few weeks, but he was out. Yep. Quentin Johnston, the first-round pick out of TCU, had 4 for 34, and he did score a touchdown, which was good to see.
Starting to turn the page, maybe.
Yeah,
I'm sure a lot of you were worried to draft him in Dynasty, so it's a good sign for you guys out there. Because I mean,
yep, I am one of them. Lions are now 7-2. Chargers 4-5.
Yeah, not looking good for your season-long bet. Maybe we'll get this little dog in a dog cage, huh?
That's such a terrible punishment too.
I know. What are you gonna do? You gonna bark?
It's so bad.
You still got that dog cage, right?
I could get one, yeah.
They got to go 6-2 down the stretch.
You got a shot collar in case he gets out of control.
That's so bad, bro.
Maybe we'll get a tennis ball for the little doggy, throw it in there, have him chase
after.
Maybe
we'll throw a bone for a chew toy in case you get a little scared.
Yeah, what do you say?
That's so bad. I forgot we did that one.
Yeah, well, I did.
I'll give you some goggles.
That's so bad.
Well, it's a punishment, so.
It's a terrible punishment.
Well, yeah, but
you love using that when it's not in your favor.
If I have to eat whipped cream, then you don't get goggles.
But he would look so much funnier with goggles in the cage anyways.
It'd also look funny if I drop the lime juice down. He's like, my eyes are burning.
Yeah, we gotta brainstorm some products we want to put in there.
Yeah. I mean, maybe a little bit of an eggs, maybe some eggs,
don't tell him yet.
some flowers.
Should be a surprise.
Maybe some dog shit for the dog who's got out of line.
Something just happened to Zay Jones. I just got a text. I think something just happened with Zay Jones.
I don't know.
Let me investigate.
Arrested on misdemeanor domestic battery charge. Someone from work just hit me up and goes, "Damn, Zay Jones ripped to his career."
Screw Zay Jones.
Domestic battery. Yeah, that ain't good.
You don't love that.
That ain't good. That's a live update for you guys.
Yeah. Well, let's not say anything till the facts come out.
Yeah.
Because those things, you definitely don't want to speculate on anything till it's fully official. So.
I'll officially tell you right now, screw Zay Jones.
You saw what happened?
No, but...
That's what I'm saying. So let's just wait till the facts come out.
But I'm telling you right now, he probably did something.
Like I said, let's not speculate. Anyway, so let's get back into
the
game.
Yeah, Commanders lose to the Seahawks on the road, 29-26. Seattle improves to 6-3, beating another bad team. That's what they do. Commanders drop to 4-6. However, on the bright side, if you're a Commanders fan, shout out to Walmart. Sam Howell, 29-44, 312 and 3 touchdowns. Kid looks legit.
Yeah.
Kid looks legit. And who would have thought the leading receiver would be Brian Robinson, 6 for 119.
Yeah, definitely not me. Didn't have that on my bingo card.
And then Gibson, 5 for 42 for a touchdown. And then third on the list, De'Ami Brown, 2 for 41 and a touchdown. Then you go down, you see Terry, 4 for 33.
Curtis Samuel, 2 for 6.
Jahan Dotson, no catches on 2 targets.
What a day for
Very interesting.
For the Commanders' big three.
Yeah, the big three of Brian Robinson, Antonio Gibson, and De'Ami Brown. But, they fell just short. Geno, 31 of 47 for 369 and 2 touchdowns. That's a hell of a game out of Geno against a secondary that can be beat. Walker, 19 of 63 in the yard. Charbonnet only had 6 touches for 44 yards. Through the air, DK Metcalf, big game. Reagan, 798 on 12 targets.
Yeah, no, that was one of the guys we were talking about, what's going to happen. He went 1 for 50 last week.
He's been slow.
Yeah,
he's been slow.
And this is a big game. Hey, Geno, get your best weapon the ball. Good things happen.
Sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, it does, right?
And Tyler Lockett, 8 for 92 and a touchdown. That's the
get
Lockett that
your
we've
second
known.
best weapon the ball.
Oh, good idea. JSN, 4 for 53. Another okay game for the Rook.
With him, you just got to stash him in Dynasty. You can't play him unless one of them's out in redraft leagues.
Kenneth Walker
had a big touchdown catch, too.
64 yards, brother. 64 yards. Big win for the Seahawks.
They go to 6-3, yeah.
6-3, yep. Right there with the
49ers Seattle race is shaping up to be an interesting one. We'll get to see them in 2 weeks on Thanksgiving night, so I'm looking forward to that game.
Absolutely. All right, let's get this one over with. We don't have to spend a lot of time here. Cowboys
Well, I
beat
do
the
want to
Giants.
spend some time because I am thrilled with your Giants.
49-17.
Yeah, they cashed their final leg
And
of
they
the parlay.
scored over 9.5 points, brother. That was the last leg we needed.
The cherry on top, getting a 17. It didn't matter at that point, but why not? Make it look like less of a sweat. But It definitely made me
we didn't know
nervous.
that was going to happen, though. We didn't know they were going to get that garbage time. You did say they were to score garbage time, but, you know,
I did call that, but it didn't lead to a cover, that's for sure.
Hey, when Randy Bullock lined up from 40 yards, I was like, please,
Dude,
Randy,
I was
please, Randy, please, and he sunk it. That was
That
sweet.
Randy, baby, clutching it up.
Yeah.
Clutch it up, Randy Bullock, baby.
Do we get a jersey? I
No,
don't know.
We should get
Randy
it.
jersey?
We
Should
should
we dabble in a Bullock jersey?
No, you know what we should do? This
Get
would
them
be
all.
pretty cool.
He's on like 10 teams, so we could have like 10 Bullock
You'd
jerseys.
Well, we
probably
gotta
do
get
one
the
of our
Giants
rating
one.
challenges
We
for
could
us.
do
Oh,
like
yeah.
because we got the shirts hanging up. We could build like a rafter of guys that like cash for us in
So,
dramatic
Randy
ways.
Bullock.
We could get a Randy Bullock jersey.
Dallas
Yeah.
Goddard, I guess.
Dallas Goddard,
Michael
Mayer.
Like, just put a Michael Myers mask up there for him. Why not?
I mean,
Yeah, that's close
the way
enough.
these bets
Yeah.
have cashed, they're paying for themselves. So
That they are.
that was pretty cool.
So Tommy DeVito, man, 2 touchdown passes.
14
Yeah,
to
so we'll get a
27,
DeVito
86
touchdown
yards,
jersey.
2 touchdowns, and a pick.
Yeah, the yardage was
Man,
lacking.
TD, baby.
I mean, the offense. The fact that they put up 17 points with that little amount of yards, but my whole thing was like, hey, maybe they'll get a pick. I mean, they did get the pick. It's just I was watching him like, if he doesn't return it though, I feel like we're not going to get any points here.
I know, yeah, because we were
he was so
stressing
fucking
in the
close
first
to getting
half,
it.
yeah,
I
because
know.
they went for it inside the 5.
Which I still was like. It would have been in the long
I
run.
was
it
okay
like,
with it too.
I was okay with it at the time because I'm like, I don't know if they're going to get this close to a touchdown again. I mean, they did, but at the time I was like, I don't know if they are. So
Yeah, it was sketchy, man. This Giants secondary got torn apart with Adoree out, then Deontay Banks left with injury, so very inexperienced. Brandon Cooks, 9 for 173 and a touchdown. CeeDee Lamb, 11 for 151 and a
How about
touchdown.
fucking Dak Prescott,
I think that was
man?
his 3rd game in a row with 150
Yeah.
plus.
Dak
He
Prescott,
had a game.
5 touchdowns.
Dak
man.
threw for 404, 4 touchdowns, and a pick.
And he had a rushing touchdown,
had a
too.
rushing touchdown
So I'm
as
saying,
well.
so 5 touchdowns.
So you're telling me Rico Dowdle has a rushing touchdown, Dak has a rushing touchdown, CeeDee Lamb has a rushing touchdown, but Tony Pollard in that end zone, man.
yeah,
He
man.
still can't find the
I
pay
still
dirt.
think there's better days ahead, but like I'm not gonna fault anyone.
You've been saying
if
that
you
for
trade
like
him
a
away.
month now, so
I mean,
when's it coming?
I'm gonna be making offers to a lot of people at the trade deadline in my different leagues for him. I still think there's better days ahead. This offense is too good, and they're gonna have too many red zone opportunities. I just think positive news will be coming soon for him. So
Yeah, sure hope so, man. But
I would, yeah. I mean,
for the
I'd be
Giants-
hitting the panic button because a lot of people spend on either a early second or early first, or I'm sorry, late first, early second on him. So you know,
Bills are
Yeah.
getting the ball back.
is it
Let's
still
go.
3-0?
The second quarter, it's 3-0.
Wow, we're missing ourselves a barn burner right now. What we do for you
It's
guys?
like deja vu from last night's game.
Yeah, dude. Apparently,
speaking of last night's game.
yeah. And first off, I think this might.
Segue?
I will say, I think this is probably the worst week of primetime games ever.
100%.
Oh, it was terrible.
Because
Bears, Panthers, 16-13, if you want to consider
the London game, which I do, because it's
No,
still
Germany.
or Germany, which I still do because it is.
Yeah, that was 10-6. Last night
Yeah.
was 16-12.
And
You
tonight,
just got to take the unders, man. They're cashing
Yeah.
like an
We're in
all-time
hell
rate.
this week, but next week we got to start it off with a great Thursday
Yeah, we got
night.
Bengals.
Bengals,
Raiders,
Monday
Raiders,
night's the
Thursday.
Chiefs.
Sick.
Monday night is the Chiefs
Chiefs,
and Eagles.
Eagles,
So
so,
Super Bowl
yeah.
rematch.
Holy shit, man.
That's what they did. They did this on purpose. They just
And the
Shit
Sunday
at
night is
us.
primetime Dobbs. We'll get
just
to
so
see
we
him
could,
again.
just so we could
Primetime
talk some good
Dodge.
shit.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get into this game.
Let's
I
talk
don't
about your
wanna talk
Jets.
too much.
16-12 for the Raiders. They improved to 5-5.
Yeah.
2-0 under Antonio
Definitely
Pierce.
talk more about the Raiders first because we did highlight a lot of the Jets.
We did highlight a lot of the Jets' issues, man. O'Connell 16-27, 153, a touchdown and a pick. I mean, kind of what you expected against this Jets defense. But Jacobs led the way, 27 for 116.
Yeah, man. I guess he's starting to come back.
Well, that's
I mean,
2 weeks in a row that
it's like
he's
new
popped
coach. It's
off.
like, hey, let's give one of our best players the ball a bunch, not make our rookie quarterback who we didn't put a lot of capital in go down and beat teams in the passing game. And it's working out well the past 2 weeks. We'll see.
Yeah. Well, Devontae Adams had 6 for 86. He did have 13 targets though, which is crazy.
Yeah.
You could see the conceded effort to get him the ball and Jacobs. Now that Pierce has stepped in, and they even asked him like, you've really been getting the ball to Adams a lot. And he goes, well, when you have one of the best receivers in the game, I'm going to give him the ball. I'm not stupid.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, that's Josh McDaniels couldn't figure that part out. But, yeah, I mean, the Raiders beat both New York teams with Antonio Pierce at the helm. We talked a lot of the Jets. Wilson, 23 of 39, 263 and a pick.
Defense looked great.
Brees Hall, 13 for 28. Not very good on the ground for him. Garrett Wilson, though, 9 for 93 on 14 targets. Good to see, but... Lazard struggled again.
Yep.
They're missing a second guy. They need a second guy opposite of Wilson for sure.
We need Aaron Rodgers too. That would help. But,
Aaron Rodgers would definitely help as well.
It's all right. It's all
So
right.
Reagan, your Jets dropped to 4-5. Playoff hopes. Dwindling.
Well, at least hopefully we get a couple All Pros.
Dwindling.
Maybe some All Pros, some Pro Bowlers.
It'd be really chance for the Jets.
Yeah, well,
what is the percentage?
You guys is 0 or whatever the fuck that is.
Was it 15? You said
3.
Oh, 3%.
Dude, if you look at the AFC playoff picture, it's tough.
Well, it's because you're behind the Bengals, Steelers, and Browns. And granted, they're all going to play. They're all going to play each other, but
and Texans and Bills
and Bills
and Colts.
Bills aren't in.
And the Raiders. There's a lot of teams we're behind right now.
It's not
but that also just tells you how good the AFC is right now.
No, the AFC is
every team in the AFC has over 4 wins right now, but the Patriots.
That's wild.
I believe. Wait, can you check that quick? Can you pull up the stand? I'm almost positive. I could be wrong, but the Colts won. They had 3 wins. The Texans already had 4.
No, that's
true. Well, no, the Broncos have 3.
Yeah.
But it looks like they're going to win tonight.
Broncos have 3.
Because
you picked the Bills.
Well,
are they?
The Bills are pissing me off. The fact that they have 0 points against the Broncos.
It's 4th and 5. The Bills are punting, so.
Yeah. I don't know. All right, I'm switching live on the pod, guys. Put me in for Broncos spread and money line.
You can't do that in the second quarter when they're winning.
Why? It's our podcast. We make the rules.
Oh, that's a good point. You hear that, Hugh? You don't make no damn rules around here.
Yeah. The only rule you're all right, Hugh. Here's a rule for you. Colin will bend down on his knees.
I just said I'm not doing that for anybody. So
especially not a little man like that.
Are we sure he's little? What if he's a big boy?
I doubt it.
Chavez.
I doubt it. A big man wouldn't hide behind a burner.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, little man?
He's clearly
He's clearly a little man.
Wow. All right.
Well, that wraps up the pod today, Reagan.
Yeah. So once again, guys, we're gonna be selling merch over the next couple days. So
check out the
website. Make sure you're following us on all social medias. You can check it out there. Check out the golf video. I had fun doing it. You had fun doing it. It was a great time. So
actually,
check
out that. Being your caddy, brother. Oh, that reminds me. Drock owes me $25.
That he does. That's a lock. You will be getting paid by him.
That's a lock, baby.
He's going to be slamming the ATM to pay you out.
Slam it.
Yes, sir. All right. Peace.